Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. In the end, only three things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Your work is to discover your world, and then with all your heart give yourself to it. We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. To understand everything is to forgive everything. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. He who loves 50 people has 50 woes. He who loves no one has no woes. The mind is everything. What you think you become. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Pain is certain, suffering is optional. In a controversy, the instant we feel anger, we have already ceased striving for the truth and have begun striving for ourselves. Every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. What we think, we become. However many holy words you read, however many you speak, what good will they do you if you do not act upon them? To live a pure, unselfish life, one must count nothing as one's own in the midst of abundance. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. It is better to travel well than to arrive. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. One moment can change a day. One day can change a life, and one life can change the world. Just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. The root of suffering is attachment. You cannot travel the path until you have become the path itself. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Those who are free of resentful thoughts surely find peace. If you find no one to support you on the spiritual path, walk alone. A jug fills drop by drop. Chaos is inherent in all compounded things. Strive on with diligence. There has to be evil so that good can prove its purity above it. If we could see the miracle of a single flower clearly, our whole life would change. Purity or impurity depends on oneself. No one can purify another. With fools, there is no companionship. Rather than to live with men who are selfish, vain, quarrelsome, and obstinate, let a man walk alone. What is the appropriate behavior for a man or a woman in the midst of this world, where each person is clinging to his piece of debris? What's the proper salutation between people as they pass each other in this flood? Just as treasures are uncovered from the earth, so virtue appears from good deeds, and wisdom appears from a pure and peaceful mind. To walk safely through the maze of human life, one needs the light of wisdom and the guidance of virtue. All wrongdoing arises because of mind. If mind is transformed, can wrongdoing remain? Do not overrate what you have received, nor envy others. He who envies others does not obtain peace of mind. In the sky, there is no distinction of east and west. People create distinctions out of their own minds and then believe them to be true. You cannot travel on the path until you become the path itself. Work out your own salvation. Do not depend on others. The foot feels the foot when it feels the ground. Long is the night to him who is awake. Long is a mile to him who is tired. Long is life to the foolish who do not know the true law. There is nothing so disobedient as an undisciplined mind, and there is nothing so obedient as a disciplined mind. The tongue, like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood. The world is afflicted by death and decay, but the wise do not grieve, having realized the nature of the world. Those who attempt to conquer hatred by hatred are like warriors who take weapons to overcome others who bear arms.
This does not end hatred, but gives it room to grow. But ancient wisdom has advocated a different timeless strategy to overcome hatred. This eternal wisdom is to meet hatred with non-hatred. The method of trying to conquer hatred through hatred never succeeds in overcoming hatred. But the method of overcoming hatred through non-hatred is eternally effective. That is why that method is described as eternal wisdom. Ambition is like love, impatient both of delays and rivals. Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful. Every human being is the author of his own health or disease. Happiness will never come to those who fail to appreciate what they already have. When you realize how perfect everything is, you will tilt your head back and laugh at the sky. Speak only endearing speech, speech that is welcomed.